Yo, what's going on, guys? So we're back again for episode 2. I wasn't even gonna do like episode 2 for a while. Honestly, I didn't even think I was gonna upload again. But the amount of views and shit, I honestly did not see that coming whatsoever. Like, I used to make fitness videos. They're all archived now for good reason. But I used to make fitness videos, and I would have like my 5 friends. I would watch them, and that was it. So that's honestly what I was expecting for this. I think the job market title was kind of what pull everyone in, because like everybody in computer science is like going through that, and of course I feel like nobody makes, I mean, it's starting to pop up now, people documenting startups. But I saw this one guy, I can't remember his name, but he had like a startup house. I think he was in university, but he had like his whole house he was documenting, and he only did like 4 episodes. But when I was watching that, I was like, dude, that'd be sick. Like, I wanted to keep watching it. So that's kind of where I got the idea from, of just seeing the beginning stages of something. And even better if it does turn into something, which again, Jurassic Thunder for you. I'm not expecting it to turn into anything, but if it does, it would make looking back on it even better, because you have literally all the documentation. I feel like you'd even notice small things just about like how you talk to the camera, like how the confidence and stuff like that. But yeah, so yeah, really appreciate. I think I mean, we're going up. Like, the views just keep going up. I mean, like, it still feels a little weird. I think I got like 180 new subs, which is unreal. 283 likes. That's insane. I feel like for YouTube, since like YouTube's so much harder to get views, like this is absolutely crazy to me. So yeah, I really do appreciate it. That is very awesome. It's gonna make making these videos a lot more fun, because now I know I'm not just talking to my 5 friends that I talk to on a regular basis anyways. So a lot has actually, you know what? I did record a whole series of videos last night. I think it was last night. I can't even remember. But I'm re-recording them, because I honestly, I didn't really like the light. It was late, so the lighting was bad, and I don't know. I was just like, you know what? Let me just re-film it. So a little bit has changed. I finished up the agenda page. Now you can actually see your schedule on the right, and then you have your notes here that you can add your notes. And if you do miss a task, because this is what I was thinking about. Let's say, for example, this is yesterday, today's the 7th. Let's say you didn't have that checked, right? And then now, you know, whatever you're doing, it's now the next day. It's now the 7th. You come to your agenda, it automatically puts it on the 7th. But then you'd almost lose, like you'd have to go back and then see, okay, you didn't finish it. So anyways, what I had the idea of is just having them show up, all the missed ones that are previous that you didn't check off will show up here, and then you have the option to like move to today, move to tomorrow, or delete them. But what would be even better is like later down the line, change that to, instead of just having today, tomorrow, delete, would be like you get a kind of, you have like an option to pick which day you want. I don't know how that would look, but I mean, that's just an idea. And even a little bit further, I kind of want to make these right clickable, because it happened yesterday where I didn't finish something, and this was at the end of the day. And if I wanted to still do that on the next day, I would have to like go to the next day and then type it in again. But it would be nice to just be able to say I didn't do this one, right click on it, and then have like the custom menu, whatever, and then click move to tomorrow. So you can move all of them to tomorrow, right? Like, I feel like that'd be handy to have. But other than that, the agenda page is pretty much done. I also finished up the flashcard page. That's all wrapped up now. So at least there's some small things I need to change, but this is where you click generate, and you have all your notes here. I still might do some tweaks to this, but this is kind of what I'm rolling with right now. All of your notes here, and the idea is you can select all of your notes that you want. I just realized how messy my monitor is. But you select all your notes, and then based on all those notes, it's going to create flashcards. And then so I just did one here, and then so this is kind of what it looks like here. Just go through, and then you have like check or X to like track your progress, if you want to like keep track of what's correct and what's wrong. And eventually, not right away, but eventually I want to, there's a lot of things that you can do with flashcards. You can incorporate like a spaced, I have no idea how this is going to work, but there's something called a spaced repetition algorithm, where it's for memorization or learning, I think. And it's basically, if you get something wrong, it's going to show it to you more often. But there's some sort of algorithm that's like, I don't know if it's scientifically proven, or if it's just like made up, but it's supposed to benefit in learning because if you are getting something right, you obviously know it more than the stuff you do wrong. That's common sense. And then it just helps you memorize stuff better if it shows you what you got wrong more often. And to take it further, it would be also cool. Like, I don't know if you know Spotify Smart Shuffle, where you can put your playlist on in Smart Shuffle, and then it'll just add in related songs. I had the idea of it would be nice, and this might already exist, who knows. But say if you were struggling on a certain type of question or a certain topic, it would, instead of just the cards that you generated, on top of that spaced repetition, it would also maybe add in like related questions that'll help you learn the other stuff you're struggling with better, if that makes sense. Like almost like it'll just keep on kind of hammering you from different angles to make sure that you have that topic understood. Maybe start easier. I don't know. I feel like a dynamic flashcard thing instead of the hard set generated. If you're struggling on a topic, it's gonna like generate flashcards on the go, which I think might honestly be a better option. But that's all just kind of what I had in mind. I don't know if I'm gonna do that yet or not. That's like way in the future. Then you can also come here and then you can manage your cards. Now you can rename the decks here, add cards to it, front, back, and you can edit all the front and back of them, just like so. And that's the flashcard stuff all figured out, or all wrapped up. Some more things that I have been doing on the side a little bit, and what I'm gonna be putting my focus on now is the homepage, because I mentioned in the last video, I wasn't too happy with this homepage. It was just, I don't really know. I think just after a while, and so that glare is freaking terrible, but I just like get sick of this. I don't know. I just got sick of looking at it, to be honest. I don't know if I just feel like it didn't show me everything that I wanted to see. And I don't know. I always wanted to do changes to the bottom section with the assignments, but so now I kind of wanted to do something similar to this, so that where you have some statistical boxes, and this took me like a little bit to figure out, not this specifically, but when I get to the end design, you'll see. Because I kind of wanted to see, I like the idea of like having like some statistical boxes, just kind of outlining stuff. And then I also like this weekly plan idea where you can create tasks by the day. So like the agenda is like just for today, right? And then this would kind of be, you can plan out your whole week if you wanted to, like this. But then anyways, as we kind of keep going, there's a couple other things I wanted, like important deadlines, recent notes. Like I feel like that could have been important. And I kind of eventually got to something like this because I wanted to keep it pretty simple to the point where it almost resembles Notion. I didn't like, for homepages, I hate when they're too busy and they show too much stuff. Like it needed to be like a good balance between like shows the most important stuff, but it doesn't show not enough. Like it has like a good balance. But I mean, this will probably change. I'll probably make changes to this again. So this is just kind of what I have right now. So it starts off with the summary. Actually, this isn't even the final one. This is the final one over here somewhere. Where is it? So this is the final homepage. So where it starts off, you have the summary, and this I'm probably gonna make shorter, but the idea is it's gonna be like kind of an AI summary that's just like your personal assistant that's gonna, you come on, it's only gonna be once a week, I think, where just every Monday or Sunday it's gonna generate you what you need to do, what you've done, just kind of like the most important things. Just almost like having a personal assistant just kind of helping you out. If you don't read it, whatever, but like I think it could be handy. On the right side, you have your tasks for today, assignments that are due today, and then what kind of lectures you have, and then upcoming deadlines, which now that I think about it, upcoming deadlines with the schedule or with the assignments due today might be a little redundant, but I mean, that's just what I have right now. And then recent notes as well. Say if you're just editing something and you want to jump back in, you could do that as well. And then just the stat boxes. That's what I'm going to be focusing on building today. So I'm going to try to whip that up, get most of it done. I want to do the summary thing, but I think that might be a little bit of a later problem because I don't know how tough that's going to be, because it's going to have to fetch, or I'm gonna have to pass in like a lot of data, I think, if it has to have full context of all your assignments and all you've done recently. Like, I think that might be a little confusing and complicated. So I might just keep it pretty simple with like, I can maybe don't even need to have it AI generated. I can just make it for now, make it something like, you have this many upcoming assignments, you have this, like something you can just calculate, I think might be a good starting point. And then after I can iterate on it. Okay, this is like take number 10 on this. But anyways, I've been getting a lot of comments about, or not a lot, a couple comments about like, oh, it's basically Notion, or it's like, what's wrong with Notion, or what can it do better than Notion? And obviously those are like completely fair questions, but it's just comes down to that we're not trying to compete with Notion either. Like, yeah, Notion is a great app for students, but if you're a student, you should be choosing this, like the system, the tool, whatever it is. You choose that based on what works best for you, and don't switch it up. Like if you already have a rock solid system, like you're on your shit, like everything's working, like you love, if it's a pen and paper, you know what I mean? Like if it could be as simple as a pen and paper, but if it works, stick to that. There's no reason to try something else, because it's just like, to get back into that system or that kind of consistency will just take up too much time, and there's no reason. Like if it's not broke, don't fix it, you know? But this is mainly for people who just like me, had a lot of apps that we're trying to use. Like I didn't really have a clear system that was like really helpful. Like I had a bunch of different apps that I tried out, and like nothing really resonated with me. And on top of that, I wanted to like lock in and get better at studying, get better at organizing. Like I wish I had this when I was in school. That's basically what I'm saying. So I'm not saying to use this, I'm not saying this is going to be like the number one thing for students. This is just an option that you can use. If it works for you, wonderful. If it doesn't, that's great too. We're going to be actively working with literally all of our users and adding in feedback as we go based on like what everyone wants. And since it's dedicated to students, it's going to be kind of hard to compete with that if you're a general tool like Notion. Like obviously they're going to do stuff way better than us, without a doubt, but they're not going to be so specific and tailored to students. So there's always going to be some things that are going to lack. But again, if Notion works fine with you, like 100% use Notion, use whatever tools you're used to. This is just kind of my kind of take on what I kind of wanted to use throughout school. And of course, some things might not work well for you, but that's what this whole experiment is for, right? So that was literally like my 10th time recording that. So hopefully that made sense. I was rambling before. So the audio might be bad. I'm on a main street right now, so there's cars flying by. But been pretty like stressed out for some reason, like a lot more than usual. And like it happened way before like I was even gonna kind of work on this. But just walking right now, like it's so simple, but I just simply just like walk slower and like kind of just like feel like the sun. Like it sounds so cringe, but like feeling like just the small things. It's so easy to like look past that shit, especially when you're always thinking about like the future, like thinking about when you're always feeling a rush. You almost miss the easy things and you can't stay present enough. But I feel like it's so simple to just, next time you're out on a walk, just walk slower. Don't listen to anything. Don't have anything in your ears. And just focus on the shit around you. And like it really kind of helps calm you down. I mean, at least it works for me sometimes. Sometimes it's too stressful. I can't even, like nothing fixes it. But sometimes just something simple like that actually does more than you think. Okay, take number 5 of doing this. It's crazy. I keep rambling and I can't really get my words out properly. But anyways, basically this is gonna be the last segment of this video. But pretty much just wanted to see if anyone else resonated with this, because it's been on my mind recently and it's starting to affect kind of how I'm viewing the whole job situation. And like I want to start by saying I don't think jobs are bad, right? Like I think jobs are a great stepping stone. Some people love to work a job, like they have a goal job and they love working it. Like that's all they're happy with, and that's completely fine. Like if someone's really happy with working a job or really happy doing whatever, like it doesn't matter, right? Like just if they're happy, that's all that matters. But what I've noticed in myself is that no matter what job I'm working, the reason I started learning web development was because I was working this terrible factory job. This was right when COVID hit, so I was lucky to even have a job. But it was just a factory worker, like, you know, a classic line worker job at a factory, getting paid minimum wage. And I just thought to myself, like, yeah, I was in school during the time, but I just thought to myself, like, there's no way. And because you look around and you see people, their 40s, 50s, and they're still there. And I'm like, just looking around at them, like, I would absolutely hate my life if that was my job for the rest of my life. But some people, that's all they know, right? And they just accept it. But that's why I started learning web development, because I was like, you know what, like, it was kind of around the time I was losing interest in my degree, and I kind of was just interested in web development. So I was like, you know, let me dive into that. And I did have a goal of wanting to end up selling websites on the side, and like just try to make money on my own, like through freelancing. And so that started in 2020. And then after that, I would learn it steadily. And I got my first co-op in 2022, which was a web development co-op. Worked there for about a year. But even still, so I learned a lot in that co-op, so I owe a lot to that. Even though it was I was the solo dev, so I had full control over everything, but it forced me to learn everything because I didn't have anyone to like ask for help. If I was stuck, I was stuck until I figured it out. So like that part was good, but that was still the work I enjoyed. It was all pretty much by myself. It was basically doing a side project for your whole co-op. Long story short, it was like they didn't end up using the project. Like, I don't know, really, I'm not going to get into that. But even during that co-op, I was still looking for other ways to like get out of this whole job situation. I don't know if it's something to do with not being in charge or not being in control of my time, like having to be at an office for like 5 days a week, like 8 hours a day. Like maybe it's that, and only for like a fraction of the profits that they make. Like it just never sat right with me. So that's when I started my web design agency, or I don't even like to call it agency. I called it a studio. But I started in 2022. Long story short, did that for a couple months at a time. Like I would have to always stop it because exams would always pick up and everything. And anyways, I ended up stopping that. That's a long story though, so I'm not going to get into that also. But the point is, there's always times where I'm working and I want to do something on the side to get out of it. Even now, for example, I'm working a job now. Given the hours aren't consistent, so like I need more hours. But it's also just like still like it's missing something. Like work is good. Obviously I need more hours, but I'm still missing something. And that thing I'm pretty sure is just like the fulfillment and satisfaction. I just don't get that with working a job. And I think like I know my potential, and I'm sure a lot of you guys know your potential too. And I can't imagine just like being like just working the same job for the rest of my life. Like obviously if you're happy doing that, like there's no problem with that, but I think this is what is crucial to kind of know in yourself. If you feel like you're like at your job and you don't hate it, you're not like obsessed with it, but you just kind of feel like you're not really like the end of the week comes and you're just like, okay, well, I guess I gotta do that again next week. Like it doesn't feel like rewarding. I feel like that's when you need to do something else. And it doesn't even have to be a side business. I think it could just be anything that's goal related, just to like give you that satisfaction and fulfillment. But for me, it's always been like I've never wanted to be in one job for the rest of my life. Like I've always seen like, and I've made a commitment that even if it isn't this idea, if it's not the next, like I don't like I know I'm not going to stop until one of them catches on and one of them happens. Like it's just not an option. Because I just couldn't imagine living my life any other way. And obviously this is a very early stages, but like even still, like I've had this mindset since 2020. So like for 4 years, I've had the mindset of that I'm not going to be working a job for the rest of my life. Like I'm going to be growing something on my own. But it's just interesting because I'm curious to see if like you guys kind of resonate with that as well. If you kind of feel the same, like maybe I'm just naive in the fact that like I'm young and I'm optimistic, but like maybe I'll get humbled, not humbled, but like I'll get a slap in the face when I realize that it's like a lot harder than I think. But like that's the thing. Like I don't think it's gonna be easy. I've never thought it's gonna be easy. I just know it's gonna be possible if you don't stop. Like how could you fail at something if you just don't stop? You know what I mean? The only way you fail is if you stop or quit. So of course it's going to be hard, but I couldn't imagine giving it up and just submitting to a job to work for the rest of your life. Like to me, that just sounds miserable, and I want a little more control over that. or over my life than that. And not to mention, like, you can get fired whenever. Like, if you can build something on your own and you have confidence in yourself, even if that thing burns out, doesn't work, you will always be able to build something up again, no matter what. Just having that confidence in yourself. Or you can leave it up to the job market, which we all know is absolutely horrible. You get a job, wonderful. You get fired. Well, guess what? Now you're back at square one, and it's like, I don't know. That's just my thoughts. I'm open to criticisms on that, like, for sure. I usually encourage criticism because I like my beliefs being challenged. But yeah, that's just kind of, I wanted to talk on that briefly. Kind of rambled a bit. Don't know if you guys are even still watching to this point in the video, but anyways, that's gonna be it for this video. I don't want to keep it too long. I think it's already like upwards towards 20 minutes again. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Hopefully there'll be some more exciting updates for then.